Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to the Daytona International Speedway as we are getting ready for tonight's Subway Firecracker 250, race number 17 of the 2016 NASCAR XFINITY Series season. I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth, here to give you full coverage of tonight's race, Subway Firecracker 250, here on a Friday night under the lights at the World Center of Racing, Daytona. This is the track that got this season started and has pretty much brought us a great season so far. 16 races and plenty of different winners. And on your front row, you have the driver who won this race 1 year ago, Austin Dillon, on the pole, alongside the number 88 of Chase Elliott. Two drivers who will race in tomorrow night's Cook 0400. But then you jump back to row number 2 with a couple of young drivers. Josh Berry, your winner from Talladega, your most recent restrictor plate race, alongside the 16 of Ryan Reed, who won here at Daytona 1 year ago. Running at your top 5, Eric Jones, a two-time winner this year, and Ty Dillon, also a two-time winner. And your top 10, Cole Custer, James Busher, Daniel Suarez, and Brendan Gaughan. Right now, the hottest guy in the series right now would have to be Daniel Suarez. 2 wins in a row coming into Daytona. Your winner at Michigan and your winner last weekend at Chicagoland. But now we're here at Daytona where anybody can win. Anybody in the field with a fast car, or at least a running engine, they can go out and take the checker flag. Daniel Suarez, like we said, has 3 wins this year. He also has the championship point lead. 25 points on Eric Jones, 50 on Chris Buescher, and 52 on Ty Dillon. That is all the pre-race news. Let's send it down trackside so we can get the command to fire up the engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
We are now back here at Daytona. Pace car is out leading us down into turn number 1. We will be going green this time by. At the top of your screen, your starting grid running across your screen. 40 cars on track. We take the green flag today. Josh Rayum and Mike Harmon, they will complete the field. 2 drivers failed to qualify, Josh Wise and Morgan Shepard. They did not qualify for tonight's race. Let's get a few spotlights from some of our drivers in the field before we go green, beginning with Ryan Reed. Now, he won here at Daytona 1 year ago, but that was in the spring race. Looking for his first win here in July. He'll start 4th, fastest of the Roush Fords. But right beside him in 3rd, Josh Berry. Got his first career win at Talladega. That was the last time we were on a restricted plate race. He had a great battle with his teammate Sam Hornish Jr. in that race. Tonight, he'll start 3rd, looking for win number 2. But then you have Austin Dillon. He won this race 1 year ago after a big crash happened on the back straightaway when Brian Scott got turned by Elliott Sadler on the outside wall. He took him to checker flag. David Reagan driving the number 20 tonight in the Interstate Batteries Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Let's see. We also have a second Billy Boat Motorsports entry. Chad Boat driving the number 94 for Billy Boat Motorsports. A identical paint scheme to Mason Mingus, the primary driver at Billy Boat Motorsports. Bobby Gerhardt in the number 85 in for another race. Here you have Derek Cope, Travis Quapple, Mark Thompson back here in the final 3 and 4 rows. Coming down to the green flag, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, your front row. The fans are on their feet. The Subway Firecracker 250 from Daytona is underway. Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, they bring us down to the green flag and we're underway. For the 17th time in 2016, and the first guy to make it 3 wide entering turn number 1, the 19 of Daniel Suarez. Making the move to the inside of the 00 of Cole Custer. Double wide in the first 3 rows, and now Suarez will get behind his teammate Eric Jones, and there's a 20 of David Reagan, the other JGR Toyota Camry, coming to the front as Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott side by side for the lead as they enter turn number 3. Elliott was hanging tough there on the outside lane. He had a pretty good push in the 16 of Ryan Reed, but now Jones coming up through the middle in that number 11. You have Daniel Suarez, David Reagan, Joey Logano, and Darrell Wallace line up on the inside lane, and Austin Dillon, he will lead lap number 1 here from Daytona. And Daniel Suarez trying to pick up where he left off the past 2 weeks in Victory Lane, winner from Michigan and last weekend at Chicago. And he just barely won Chicago over the number 2 Brandon Jones. And here comes that 19 to the lead, Daniel Suarez and David Reagan now. Reagan looks like he may leave his teammate to go 3 wide for the lead. He'll have that 22 of Joey Logano behind him, the 2 veteran drivers in the NASCAR Spring Up Series, David Reagan and Joey Logano going to the front. And then you got Darrell Wallace, Brandon Jones, and now leading lap number 2 from Daytona. Give it the 20 of David Reagan. But not so fast. Here comes that 22 of Joey Logano. As we complete the first 2 laps under green. 4 wide now. There's Cole Custer, Eric Jones, Eric Almirola, and Chase Elliott. They're going to be 4 wide coming off turn number 2. This is not going to end well. And they get 4 wide. Now they can run 3 wide, but they can't really do 4 wide very well. Mainly coming off the corners. So these guys got to be very careful on the moves they make. And now, how about that 6? Darrell Wallace coming to the front now, that number 6. Making something happen with the number 2, Brandon Jones. 19 is Suarez in the middle. David Reagan trying to side draft the 19 in the tri-oval. Now Reagan remains up high behind the 22 of Logano. And they got Brandon Jones and Cole Custer on the bottom. Eric Almirola and Ryan Truex. Brennan Poole. They are all lined up on the inside lane. Then you have Logano and David Reagan, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott. A lot of talent on that outside lane and a lot of knowledge for these guys who's been now in the Cup Series to know what it takes to win the race. Making away out of turn number 4 with Darrell Wallace and Brandon Jones. But it looks like Cole Custer might be trying to make it 4 wide, which would really be a stupid move right now early in the race here at Daytona. Brandon Jones on the inside lane nearly won his first career race last weekend at Chicago. Looking for some redemption this weekend. Then you got Cole Custer also looking for some redemption. The kid almost won Talladega, but then a late caution came out and he lost. He ended up wrecking on the final restart. And now 4 wide. Here comes that 20 of David Reagan on the outside. They're 4 wide for the lead. Reagan got such a great push on that 33 of Austin Dillon. He was able to jump to the outside of Logano, but couldn't make nothing happen. They remain now 3 wide for the lead. Brandon Jones, Darrell Wallace, and Joey Logano. And Reagan again trying to side draft his teammate Suarez. Reagan trying to slow that middle lane down, trying to side draft the 19 of Suarez, but that could very well cause some issues, maybe a wreck even. As we look in the back, we have Mike Harmon. He's lost the draft pretty well. He's in 40th. Josh Rayum, Tyler Young, Mark Thompson, Joey Gase, and Ryan Ellis, Derek Cope. There's Jed Burton, Ray Black Jr., 94 Chad Boat, making his second start from Belly Boat Motorsports. Travis Quapple, Michael Self, Bobby Gerhart, and Jeremy Clements. And then you have the 97 of Parker Kligerman, Mason Mingus. About 24 cars in this lead pack. Some guys just trying to hang on the best they can. And we are just a few laps away from the halfway point in this race. And the top 3 are remaining to be 3 wide for the lead. But now Custer got gave a pretty good push to that number 2 Jones. But then on the outside, you see Logano and Darrell Wallace fighting back on the outside line. Darrell Wallace, you know, talking about Brandon Jones and Cole Custer looking for some redemption here at Daytona. Same goes with Darrell Wallace. That the number 6 of Wallace nearly won this race in the spring, but lost to the car on the outside. The number 22 being driven by Joey Logano. Brad Keselowski beat Matt Kenseth and Darrell Wallace in a 3 wide photo finish in the spring race here at Daytona. Wallace got second, I believe, in that race, if not third, to Keselowski and Kenseth. Brandon Jones, Cole Custer, Eric Almirola. Some guys like Cole Custer does not know what he'll be doing next season. Neither does Brandon Jones, neither does Darrell Wallace. But a win today, this is like an opportunity race, you know, and old Custer trying to get maybe some error on the news of the number 00, but This is an opportunity race. Anybody at Daytona can win. As long as your engine will start up on the command, you have a shot. And now the top three real close together there. That time by in the trial, and Brandon Jones, Darrell Wallace, two drivers looking for their first career win. But then you got the veteran Joey Logano trying to spoil the party and still a win from the Xfinity regulars. And then you have David Reagan, only has 2 career wins in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. One of them coming at Talladega, but never Daytona. Austin Dillon won this race 1 year ago. Chase Elliott has never really had that much success here on the restricted plate races. Ryan Reed won Daytona in the spring 1 year ago, and Ty Dillon, top 5 here at Daytona last year. Down to the line, and we have about 11 laps to go this time by. We passed the halfway point next time by, and with the laps we have remaining and this 3-wide battle, we are continuing to see for the lead. And the slower number 74 Mike Harmon, we could very well catch the 40th place car before this race is over. And now, let's look a little bit further back in this lead pack. You have Ryan Truex, Eric Jones, Ryan Reed, and there's Chris Buescher and Blake Cook, James Butcher, Brendan Poole, Brendan Gaughan, Ross Chastain, 44 J.J. Yaley, John West Townley, Cole Witt, and Ryan Sieg. That is 24 cars in this lead pack here with 10 laps remaining. Any of these top 24 can win. You have the 44 TriStar entry, J.J. Yaley, Affinity Motorsports and John West Townley, Johnny Davis Motorsports and Ross Chastain, JGL Racing's Cole Witt, and RSS Racing's Ryan Sieg, all up here with a shot to win. Should they have some sort of problem, and should they get through it? And they are still 3 wide for the lead. This is unbelievable racing here at Daytona. Then you got Cole Custer. He keeps on making a move to the inside like he's going to try to make it 4 wide. And then you got Brandon Jones and Darrell Wallace. From this helicopter view, you can tell that they're trying to side drive each other. They're trying to slow each lane down so their lane will have the advantage and clear those other 2 lanes. But nobody has the advantage. Not even the Cup guys on the outside lane. Joey Logano and David Reagan. Not the sophomores like Darrell Wallace and Daniel Suarez. And not the rookies, Brandon Jones and Cole Custer on the bottom. Down in the turn number 3, Eric Almirola, winner here at Daytona in the NASCAR Spring Up Series under a rain-shortened race back in 2014. And let's look at how far ahead that 74 is. He's just now making his way into turns number 1 and 2. And he is coming off turn number 2 right now. And we're just now entering turn number 1, so we are definitely going to catch that 74. And we may even catch that 14 of Josh Raheem, who is on the same straightaway as the 74 Mike Harmon. So don't expect these guys to be 3 wide this whole entire race to the finish, because it's not going to be like that. And the real question is, who will that 74 hold up? Will he hold up the inside lane, the outside lane, the middle lane, or all 3? And who will get by? Who is going to win here at Daytona, the Subway Firecracker 250? 7 laps remaining here at Daytona. Ooh, Reagan really tried to side drive that 19 that time. That may end up slowing his lane down. And Wallace has the momentum and going into turn number 1. Trying to count how, it seems like the middle lane has more cars in that lane. But and as Logano tries to side draft the 6 of Darrell Wallace, don't forget about David Reagan up top. They made contact. And here comes Reagan on the outside lane. David Reagan, Austin Dillon, Logano now moves up to pick up the 20 car yet again, but that appeared that hurt the 22's lane. That 22 was trying to side draft, but that may have just cost him the lead as he's fighting back though in the outside lane. Darrell Wallace, he has an opportunity to go up and block that number 22, and he does. But does he choose to block that lane? They're fighting back, and don't forget about Cole Custer on the bottom. That too is leaving the inside lane open for Cole Custer. And Wallace has to block the 22. So move Wallace to the very outside lane, move Jones to the middle lane, and here comes that Cole Custer in the 00. He's going to have the advantage, and here they come catching a slower 74. This is not going to be pretty. 6 laps to go, and that 74 is going to make it so difficult, but Custer has no problem getting by. Neither does Eric Almirola. Custer, Almirola, Truex, Poole. Now Brandon Jones will get by. The big loser, Darrell Wallace and Joey Logano. Look at Chastain get through. Townley, Yaley, see, this is what we're talking about. Should something happen to our leaders, light lap traffic, that could very well help some of these underfunded teams like Ross Chastain and John West Townley. And Logano still held up behind the 74, and we only have 5 laps remaining. Not enough time. Then we had that 14 of Josh Rain would cause trouble. I mean, Logano, David Reagan, Austin Dillon, Ryan Reed, Chase Elliott. Very disappointing what Mike Harmon did right there. And they're going to catch that 74 or the 14 very quickly now, Josh Rayoum. But now, how about your leader? Ryan Truex is up here in the front at Daytona. And he would have no problem getting by the 14. But the 14 looks like he's going to hold up that 00 of Cole Custer. So Rayoum holds up Custer, Brandon Jones, Darrell Wallace. Suarez is up there. Jones and Yaley. And now, Ryan Truex, Brennan Poole, Eric Almirola, Brendan Gaughan, and Blake Cook. And look at this, Rayoum doing the same exact thing to Custer and to Jones. And Custer still can't get around that 14. We'll be coming to 3 to go this time by. All of a sudden, we have a bunch of underdogs at the front. Ryan Truex, Brennan Poole, looking for their first career win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Yeah, Blake Cook, he's number 1. John West Townley and Chastain. Here comes that one of James Busher in the mix. Chase Elliott trying to make his way back up to the front. David Reagan in the 20. Custer, look at, oh, I mean, you gotta feel for Cole Custer. I mean, there is no reason for them just to hold up these guys like they are. But who can hang on? Ryan Truex and Brennan Poole at the front of the field. Brendan Gaughan. But here comes that one of James Busher. That one seems to be very quick. He's able to pull up. He's able to pull that inside line up. Yes, Elliott and David Reagan, 2 the fastest cars here. Here comes Busher in the 1, but Brendan Gaughan takes over 2nd place away from the 42 of Brennan Poole. Ryan Truex, he has so many good cars he's going to have to block here. And Busher now in the middle. Here comes that 88 to the bottom. Chase Elliott with David Reagan. Ryan Reed working his way back up, and Elliott makes a move to the inside. Side by side, Ryan Truex on the outside. Chase Elliott on the bottom. David Reagan in the 20. He'll make it 3 wide into turn number 3. But Elliott's able to shut the door. Now Ryan Reed back on the inside lane. They had Joey Logano coming back here in that 22. Remember, we thought Logano was out, but Logano's back up here. And coming down to the white flag. 1 lap remaining at Daytona. Chase Elliott, David Reagan. Here comes that 16 of Ryan Reed. That 16 in the 22. 2 Ford teammates. They may need to make something happen. They're going to have to work together. They're going to get by this 88 of Chase Elliott. Reed gets in front of Logano. There's Austin Dillon. Now give it to the 16 of Ryan Reed, but does Logano spoil the party? Here comes the 22 of Joey Logano. 3 wide. Chase Elliott trying to hang tough on the outside, but here comes Logano. 3 wide, then 4 wide. Blake Cook in the middle. Dillon pushing Logano. Logano was out because of loud traffic, but now coming out, turn number 4, can Reed fight back? Logano in the 22 down to the line, and Joey Logano will win at Daytona. And they wreck behind him. Ryan Truex is up in the air, and Logano will win at Daytona for the 2nd time in his Xfinity Series career. What a move by Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, and Ryan Reed. Chase Elliott will come home 4th, and 5th will be Darrell Wallace Jr. in the 6th. Josh Berry grabs the top 10. Great run by Black Cookies, 11th. And as a wreck behind him, Brendan Poole, I don't know if he'll be able to finish the race at 42. He was teleported to pit road. Ryan Sieg damaged completely. He comes across the line 24th. You have Cole Custer 23rd. Eric Almirola 17th. Ty Dillon 13th. J.J. Yaley 22nd. Jeremy Clements 32nd. Chad Boat 29th. Ryan Truex, he grabs the top 10 after almost winning the race. David Reagan 7th. Suarez 14th. What an outstanding finish here at Daytona. And it is the 22 Joey Logano who grabs the win. And it will be a sweep here at Daytona in the series for the number 22 team. Go back in the spring. Brian Keselowski won the race in a 3-wide photo finish, and it's kind of the same thing here. Logano hangs on, and they're going to wreck right behind them as they come across the line. Right there. That's when the contact was made. And here they go. See, Ryan Truex, he nearly got up in the captions, but Logano, he just timed it perfect. I mean, that wasn't even a... he didn't even fall back because he wanted to. I mean, that 74 Mike Carmen, he just held that lane up. But Logano able to come back, and he stole the win away from the 16 of Ryan Reed. A win that could have been huge for Ryan Reed. But that is all here from Daytona. Now, on your screen, your results from today's race in your updated chase grid. Now, they are now listed on your screen after race number 17 of the year. Tomorrow night, the NASCAR Spring Up Series, race number 17, the Coke Zero 400. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Chase Elliott will make up the front row for your Spring Up race. Elliott, you started second tonight. We'll start second again tomorrow. Thanks for joining with us here at Daytona. What a great finish. What an exciting finish. We had no idea who was going to win the race. We had no idea who was going to wreck, or had no idea what was going to happen. So an exciting finish, and Joey Logano is your winner here today at Daytona. His second career Xfinity win. He won here back in 2011, I believe. And next weekend, the NASCAR Xfinity Series will be live from the Kentucky Speedway. So until then, congrats to Joey Logano on his second win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2016. Austin Dillon second, and Ryan Reed in third. Goodbye, everyone.